Hey friends, happy Easter. Wherever you're at, sheltered in place. Maybe you actually got to walk outside on Easter Sunday. Hopefully you are enjoying time with your family. And I just wanted to say I've been praying for you, and this time of year where we've been experiencing the madness of a pandemic has been really hard for all of us. And as the director of youth formation for the St. Philip Institute, I wanted to take a chance to just say that you are near in our hearts and our prayers. A lot of people don't pay attention to teenagers until it's a problem. And your academics have been different. You've been doing Zoom classes, Google Chat classes, all kinds of different things. And it's been a hardship, I know, for many of you to find the time to study your faith, and don't want you to take lightly that responsibility, but want to encourage you to take some easy steps to continue to keep Christ in the center of your life. But in the joy of Easter, we also have the time to meditate more deeply on, hopefully, the fact that Christ is truly risen. Hopefully you take that time to say, Alleluia, Alleluia. This is the central mystery of our faith. This is what it all hinges upon. Had Christ just died on the cross, there would just be a sad death of a really good man. But the fact that Christ rose from the dead and the fact that Christ remains with us as we enter into Easter season calls us to be mindful of as our call to be Christian disciples, to follow the way of our Master. So a couple things, fun things, and then we'll talk a little bit about the importance of studying faith. So first fun thing, I know a lot of you have been really desperate to see each other face to face, and so you've been having to do all this social media interaction. And I have a number of teenage nephews and nieces, and the joy of getting to share FaceTime with them or having some kind of Zoom chat. Keep doing that kind of stuff. Do that with your friends. You need to see each other. If you can walk through the neighborhood and tell your friends, like, hey, I'm going to walk by your house in 20 minutes, do that kind of stuff. You can have a conversation from 20 feet apart, but we need that, and that's something I've seen and been so happy to see young people doing. Another fun thing that's probably for some of you really hard to resist has been the fact that you can't just say no to your parents because they're your teachers now. And it's a whole different kind of ball game where obedience and doing your chores also means obedience and doing your homework. But I know so many parents have commented to me how good you've been. And I just want to encourage that kind of attitude of simple obedience and keeping a generous spirit right now, because we need to give that to each other in the family, the domestic church. You have your part to play as young people to help your parents make the best of this challenging time. And hopefully not all of you are wasting too much time on social media. There's some good things happening on social media. There's some terrible things. The whole Joe Exotic phenomena, it really blows me away. But take advantage of those things. The St. Philip Institute itself has been producing a lot of stuff for you to watch, different ideas for you to have as you get into the Easter season, to remember this is the time of Christ resurrected as he walks with his disciples, to remember that he's walking with you too, that he hasn't abandoned you, that he's there very near to you. So 3 things I want to focus on. One is your identity. Remember, your identity is not in this world. Your identity is in the arms of our Father, that you're his child. And right now there's that kind of competitive sense of who am I, and it may be exacerbated by your time in your home, kind of just thinking, okay, how do I define myself? Well, remember, the Father of love calls you by your name, and that's your identity, who you are. St. John Paul II had this great saying. He said, become who you are. Well, we're children of God. That's who we need to be becoming. So focusing on that first, kind of what's my identity, who am I? You're a child of God. Second thing is recognizing that in the midst of Coronageddon, whatever you're calling it these days, we still have a great duty to follow Christ. And in our daily life, that means setting time aside for prayer. It means being of good cheer and good example to our siblings and to our parents. and it means doing your homework and study with excellence. Don't slack just because you don't have to put on normal clothes to go to school. Maybe even put on normal clothes. Get up, take a shower. Don't just sit in your jammies all day and do whatever online, but take the time to take this seriously, because that's going to help you develop a good character, a good sense of discipline for later on in life. The third thing is I want to encourage in this year of the Eucharist that Bishop Strickland has called for to really study more about the Eucharist. That's why I have the Way of Christ for Teens with me here. Lessons 24 through 27 are available for free online, and we want you to take advantage of that. Get a group that you can maybe do a Zoom chat with, talk to your youth minister. You can get that going, but these lessons focus on the Eucharist as the source and summit of our Christian life. I know many of you desire to receive Holy Communion, and trust me, as soon as Bishop sees fit that we can do that with greater freedom, we will. We want to bring Christ to you so badly. As a spiritual father, I can tell you one of the greatest sadnesses is not seeing you. I spend time with my youth group every week, give them communion at Mass, and my heart breaks that I'm not getting to do that these days. But we're thinking of you every time we offer Mass. We hope that you know that you're with us at the altar. But yeah, take advantage. These lessons, like I said, from the Way of Christ for Teens will be online for free. We'll be making sure there's great video resources to see something like The Veil Removed, that short 7-minute video you can find on YouTube, to just realize that the great gift of our faith that's given to us and our resurrected Lord who comes to us in the host, in the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. So as you're doing that, know of our continued prayers for you. Have a happy Easter, a joyful Easter, living in the dignity of sons and daughters of God. God bless you.